your jaws.
Put the gun down before you kill someone.
Teenage Girl's Diary.
Hello and welcome to another Dollar Store Drive-In. I'm your host, Laura.
I'm Joel.
And we're the Newlydeads.
We are the Newlydeads.
And if you're watching this, then you are watching a half-hour show created by us, where we watch a video, DVD, some sort of media of a movie, and we review it for your viewing pleasure.
Sometimes not for our viewing pleasure, though.
No. Sometimes not at all.
Depending on the film. But we'll get to that here in a moment.
Yes.
But as long as it's under $5, it's a genre film, typically horror, thriller, sci-fi, something, and something we've not seen. That's really the only rule.
Yeah. Just needs to be under $5.
$5 hairs.
$5. Sometimes people give us movies to watch, too. That's always appreciated.
Which we got to get one of those coming up soon, too.
Yeah. I know.
Time's flying by.
Time is flying
All of a
by.
sudden, it's almost Thanksgiving.
It is almost Thanksgiving.
Anyways,
so if you are watching this and it is 6:30 p.m. Central Time,
kidneys.
On Wednesday evening, then you can come chat with us. Hopefully. And if we're not going to be available for whatever reason, Mr. Newlydead over here usually gives everybody the heads up. But yeah, we are usually there on Wednesday night.
I'll try to tag it in the Facebook post that I put out every Wednesday for the show, and I will also try and tag it in the actual chat. Like, I'll pop in there long enough to say, hey, we're not going to be here, sorry. But we do try to be there, at least one of us. But we've had a couple weeks here recently where it was unavoidable.
Yeah,
so
we've been busy.
Sorry in advance. But thanks for checking out.
Yes. So this week, what did we watch?
That.
Borderline Cult.
The Yulia Mel film, movie, flick.
Yes.
I don't know. I came up with a thing when I was in film school that a film is something that is of high quality. A movie is something that is fun to watch. Doesn't mean it's good or bad, just that it's something that you can watch. It's entertainment. And anything below that is like a flick, any other word to describe movie that isn't movie or film. So it's just an easy way to tell somebody in not such subtle code whether or not something's good or not. Have you seen that new film? Then you know it's a high quality. If you seen that new movie, they're like, oh, that might be pretty good. Check it out. They're like, you seen that new flick? They're like, I don't want it.
I think flick sounds fun, though.
You flick somebody off? Is that?
Like flicking you off.
No, I don't know. I don't.
Is it flicking you off or flipping?
No, it's flipping, but some people say flick.
They do.
I suppose.
Yeah. But yeah, we watched Borderline Cult.
Supposed to be? Borderline Cult, that one. Like I said, the Yulia Mel film.
Yes.
No, it's not the film. It's a movie. But anyway, I use those words interchange. I don't always stick to that.
It's a flick.
It's something. It's something we watched that exists, and we'll talk about that. We'll get to that here in a minute. But so the good thing is that since we have an actual copy,
I can read it
and not have to make
something up.
So why don't you give us a little bit of the deets on the film?
All right.
Movie.
Sit back, relax, and here we go.
I just shot myself in the foot by doing that. Now I'm going to be tripping over my own words forever and ever. Amen.
That's okay. After 3 ruthless serial killers team up in the Mexican border town of Juarez, hundreds of women are abducted, tortured, and murdered in this grisly new thriller from famed horror master Uli Lamel.
I forgot to act it out. I was just looking menacing with my glasses down.
Yeah. The front of the thing says Borderline Cult. Juarez, 420 victims and counting.
We'll explain why that's problematic later. I'm going to say I don't think spoilers is necessary.
You think we are going to do?
I don't think we need to worry about spoilers.
Because no one's going to watch this movie?
We're kind of showing you our cards right up front. But we're just going to say that I think both of us will agree that we don't recommend this. I don't know if it's going to beat Mermaid's Curse. We'll get to that. No, Dead Sea. Sorry, Mermaid's Curse is out the door.
Mermaid's Curse, you've made a reprise, right? Reprieve.
Been set.
Saved.
Yes.
Saved
like when you're
from
on
the
death
depths of the despair and sea.
But I think probably the best thing to do right now is so that you, the audience, can kind of see what we had to witness. We should probably, what?
It's coming in from that way.
What is?
The trailer!
It can actually come in from whatever direction you'd like. So if you want to direct which way the trailer comes, go right ahead. A trailer is an assemblage of clips, or it's also literally a trailer.
I want it to come like this way.
You want it to go up?
And that way.
So you want it to go this way and then go up? She's getting demanding, man. Trying to test to see if I can do it. Luckily, those are easy things to do. So, all right, let's watch this trailer and
We'll see you in a second.
Together we make a rather formidable team.
What are those?
They're graves.
Control over a woman. Now that's my number one kick.
I'm so thirsty.
The most feared serial killers ever. Where do we stand?
420.
We're back!
it was a weird noise. You guys missed it.
Did you miss us? Probably after watching that.
I have notes, thoughts, words,
Things.
Oh. Welcome to our life, guys. This is our life. This is how we are.
Yeah.
So on my notes here, which eventually I'll maybe get the chance to see, we've got a little funky head. We've got a top hat and glasses. Wonder why?
Derm?
The movie was Derm. And then there's a robot head and a pickaxe.
I like the top hat. Oh, I know what that's about.
Yeah.
And a pickaxe.
And a pickaxe. All right, so a little bit of details about this film, because I know all of you are currently dying, literally,
Chomping at the bit.
to find out more about this movie that you want to watch.
Fantabulous piece of poo.
I want to be a little bit cautious, only because Yuli is passed on. He died in 2017.
R.I.P.
I will correct it if I'm wrong. But yes, he has passed away. Had quite a filmography, all things considered. So, yeah. All right. So, Yuli Lamel both wrote and directed this movie, Borderline Cult, from 2007. Currently sitting on the Internet Movie Database at
1 something.
1.7 out of 10. This movie was found at the Goodwill in Janesville, Wisconsin.
Right.
It was still wrapped. It was sitting on the shelf. It looked like it was going to be something that was slashery.
Kind of was. Not really.
Yuli Lamel is also known for, and he's got a huge list of films, but one of his main like bread and butter things of the end of his cycle of filmmaking was movies based on real life killers. So he has Manson Family Cult, DC Sniper. Do you remember the DC Sniper? Which the star of that film is one Ken Faree. I was a little bit surprised because Ken is trying to pass his beast in peace. And Night Stalker. Don't know who that could be about. Not me. That's Richard Ramirez holding his hand up to show the pentagram on his hand.
Are you sure?
It might be me. Is it me? This also stars one Alyssa Dowling, who was in the film Transmorphers, which if you are a fan of 40 Going on 14, my former podcast, we did an episode on that thing. She was also in Mummy Maniac, which we saw the trailer for before we watched Borderline Cult.
Yeah.
And Death Racers, which is the ICP. That is Insane Clown Posse, for those of you who don't know. It's one of their films.
It is?
Yeah. They did they did a cowboy movie. And they did Death Racers. I can't remember what the cowboy movie was called. It was like Big Money Rustlers. And they did Big Money Hustlers. So there was two. One was a regular one where they were just themselves. One was there were cowboys, and then there was Death Racers, which was like, I don't remember if it was like a Mad Max or a Death Race 2000 thing, or if it was more like a Fast and the Furious. I don't know. I never saw it. I think I watched Big Money Hustlers. I think.
I know some juggalos.
Do you know? Mm-hmm. We know furries. We know juggalos. We know lots of different kinds of people. Takes all kinds. And then the other name I mentioned here was Christian Behm. Behm? B-E-H-M? Behm? Beam? I'm just making noises now. Christian was in a film called Zombie Nation, which actually has been on my list for a while to watch just because I love zombie films. I may take it off my list now. But the cover always intrigued me, and you've seen it now. I just put it up on the screen. He was in Killer Nurse, which all of these are, by the way, all of Christian's films are Yuli Lamel films. Elisha does some, but not all. All of these are Yuli Lamel. And Diary of a Cannibal. Wonder what that could be about. A cannibal?
A mailman.
A mailman. Yep. So, all right.
They could be.
I mean, it could be. I mean, there are, I'm sure, mailman cannibals out there. They call them
Manables.
That's what I was going to go for, but I'm like, that doesn't sound
Mailables.
right. They just call them cannibals. All right, so at this point in the show, if you're not familiar, I turn to my wife, and she says to me,
"What'd you think?"
Yeah. And this is the part where we just turn off the camera and say, don't watch it, and we just go home and we already are home, and we just leave early because it's been like it's 13 14 minutes, so good night.
That's me falling asleep.
So this was it was definitely a shot on video effort,
Which I don't mind, and Joel likes shot on video movies all day long, so that's not anything to do with anything. He likes those kind of movies, and I mean, I like the ones that he shows me.
I mean, shot on video a lot of times gets a bad rap because it is very low quality, and tends to be, very amateurish. But there's so much heart in it, and if somebody has the desire to make a film so much that they can't, and they can't get the money together for a bigger budget, or don't want to, or just need to get it out, or whatever, you got to respect that. So in some regards, that to me is a kind of like hey, this person must have really wanted to make a movie if they shot it on video, knowing that it was going to be lower quality and maybe be looked at as being lesser. But there's a lot of really good shot on video stuff out there. There's a lot of bad stuff too. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of bad stuff that can't overcome all the obstacles. But anyway, yes, I am a fan of shot on video. The beginning felt like it was trying to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the John Larroquette-esque voiceover, where they're like, in the borders of Juarez, Mexico, there's 3 serial killers known for the borderline cult murdered over 400 people.
That was John Larroquette?
No, it just was supposed to sound like John Larroquette.
Oh.
Because like the original Chainsaw Massacre and then the
I was like,
2007 reboot, he did the voiceover, and I think he did it for one other one too. But it sounded like him. But I have to say that for as many films as Yuli Lamel has done, the editing, the camera work were bad. There was no real script.
Yeah. I mean, and the script that they did have,
Razor thin.
it was sad.
Yeah, they basically, the basic plot, to put it in she read it and you've seen the trailer, but it basically was the 3 killers luring women into their compound, murdering them, burying them, and then starting over. And at one point, each one of them gets a 5-minute monologue to give you their backstory. Mm-hmm. And that's it. That's the whole movie.
Most of them don't talk until you hear the monologue. And the only one that really talks is the girl. Because she has to lure the women.
Yeah, so that's something I wrote here. So the woman lures the women in because apparently she just hates women or something. I don't know. She finds it challenging.
She talked about it.
Yeah, she says she likes...
dominating women.
Yeah, which... I don't...
Because of her mom.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was her mom was overbearing or something like that. And so now she likes to dominate women. By
luring them in. And then she just sits there and watches as the big dude is the one that kills them.
Boringly, though. Is that a word? She looks bored out of her mind. Yeah, so, she's all what was his name? HH or something?
I don't remember. The big guy with glasses?
It was HH.
I gave them all names. Top Hat McScarfy Dude, Glasses McBaldy, and Bangs McWiggle.
McWiggle?
Yeah, she had bangs and she
She had bad bangs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully people don't think I have bad bangs.
She got good bangs. They got bad
She had bad bangs. She had a wig. I had to have been a wig. It was they were really thick and cut really yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It just looked like someone cut a wig bang.
Wig bang.
Wig bang.
Yeah. So she lures him. Then the big dude,
That's why you said
dude,
McWiggle.
Baldy, what?
Because I said it was a wig.
Oh, that's right. Then Glasses McBaldy, which incidentally I am too, so I'm not, I'm not.
He is Glasses
dissing
McBaldy.
on him because of his glasses or.
You can call him Glasses McBaldy.
You can if you want. I won't be offended.
No.
He kills them. He's the one that actually does the murdering, and he's supposed to be this real sadistic killer. Sometimes he does stuff that's a little over the top, but sometimes it's just stabbing. I don't know.
And hitting people with a fly swatter.
Or he likes hitting people with a fly swatter because he hates flies. But then Scarfy, Top Hat McScarfy Dude, he, according to his story, even the flies that he would kill, he would bury. That's how much he
likes to take care of things.
He's from the New Orleans area, and they kind of allude to a voodoo-esque type vibe.
He likes to bury things and take care of them.
It's all about the ritual, and so he's with these people just because he wants to be able to bury things and do the ritual part of it. He doesn't ever kill anybody, neither does she. He doesn't really have any purpose other than doing grunt work, which he usually buries them with a pickaxe in the dirt, and then he leaves one item of their clothing or something of theirs on the hanging off of the little makeshift cross. I'm like, that's a good way to get caught. And
they literally have just a mountain of graves that he's been pickaxing all the way up a hill, and you're never gonna get caught. You've buried 420 people
in this one spot since 2005, and this was 2007 when the movie came out or something like that. I don't know if that's the timeline that it's supposed to be following, but oh yeah, and then Glasses McBaldy likes to lick blood. He likes the taste of other people's blood. Mm-hmm. That's a good way to get some sort of hepatitis or AIDS or who knows.
She said that he was one sick mother or something like that, and that's why she liked watching him. But she would literally just be sitting on her phone, just, playing games or something, and then he'd be torturing someone or murdering someone hanging there, and she'd just be
just really bored. She was bored. It was Derm.
It was weird. And he said he hated both of them.
Yeah,
the only reason they were together is because they needed to be together.
And that's the weird thing. And I don't want to jump to the end because I have a couple other things here. But you when you say that, I feel like we should say that it says on the cover, and she noted it, and I've noted it, that they hit a number. During the movie, they're counting up the victims, which they go through their last 6 victims or something like that. One of which, by the way, they kept in the chicken coop that they have there, and as a makeshift jail, but also as a place to raise chickens. They keep her in there, and she never gets killed, but she's in there the entire time.
She's just dancing.
She's just dancing around with little castanets and looking. All her makeup's done. They don't ever show her
She has no shoes on, and she's stepping on chicken poop.
Yeah, and she looks better than we do after getting ready in the morning.
I forgot the song she kept singing.
Oh, Amazing Grace, wasn't it?
No, they kept playing that
Oh,
as
they were
like a
playing
back
Amazing
thing, but she was all like, la, 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 la.
So anyway, they're counting up the bodies as they murder them, and then they get to 420, and the one girl's like, "That's the good number we wanted to hit," or I think it was her that said it, and the other dude's like, "Yeah, something," and then they're like, oh, "I guess we should just stop now because we're at 420," and they go their separate ways. They end like it.
I was like, is that like a hint that they like to smoke weed?
And why would you stop? Because they've got this perfect like setup where she's luring people very effectively. He's murdering all the people he wants. They're murdering people. Sometimes it seems like once or twice a day. And then the other guy gets to bury people all day long and talk about French poetry and wear a top hat and a scarf in Arizona with long pants and a long sleeve shirt on.
I forgot about the French poetry.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. So if you've got this perfect setup and you've not been caught after a couple of years and you're up to 420 people, why would you stop because you hit a number?
Because that was their goal.
Yeah, but why? It's just
Why
dumb. If they're that like motivated to murder,
I agree.
what's the purpose? Like, what is it? Did they get something out of that? Like that they stopped? I don't. It
Because
doesn't.
it's 420, man.
Smoke them if you got them. Oh yeah, the narrator. Remember at the end?
Yeah.
Remember his name?
No.
Baron von Grabstein. Baron von Grabstein. Bailey's like, what are you talking about?
He's like, oh, that's my name.
That's his actual name. It's not. Yeah. So that was the narrator.
Bailochin J. Balesworth.
He's got a lot of names, but it's not Baron von Grabstein, but it is now.
Now it is.
And then the last thing I should mention before we get into the like final thoughts on this. Do you remember also at the end when they started giving serial killer totals?
Yeah.
So they were trying to show that these people were the most prolific serial killers in the history. And incidentally, this says 420 and counting. They're not counting anymore. They stopped at 420.
They even said so in the movie that they were like done.
Yep. So they're listing off to like Jack the Ripper, 11 kills. And I'm like, Jack the Ripper killed 5 people that we know of. After
they
that,
said Ed Gein. I was like, well, 2 that they know of. I mean, he dug up graves.
He was a grave.
But they said like
robber.
12 or 15.
Yeah, they had
I was
some
like,
big
where
number.
are you getting your numbers from?
Right. Like he was caught and convicted before he got more than 2, and even then I always felt like that I felt like I've seen a couple movie versions of it where they kind of play with things a little bit.
Yeah.
But
like,
yeah.
don't come at me if we're wrong, but like, I mean, I did a report on him in high school, as you do.
As you do.
And I remember I thought that he had only killed like 2 actual people, but
That's what I'd heard.
yeah,
There was
he
2.
had wanted to kill others, but and had like a list or something like that.
Yes, he did have a list of people. One of them, somebody I know or somebody I read about or something. Somebody that relative of theirs was on that list.
Yeah, it was my grandma's aunt.
That's what it was. I was like, who told me that?
Your
'Cause I
wife.
have friends that are from the Michigan area, but I didn't know.
It's not Michigan. It's Plainfield, Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin. Right. Sorry. I'm just gonna go now because I'm apparently.
I just
sure
know.
what the
I
hell
just
I'm
know a
talking
lot about Ed Gein.
As you should, if that's
Yeah.
the case. You know, I've got a friend whose cousin was a victim of Gacy. So when you do that, you tend to want to know more about that
Right.
person. But
Anyways.
anyway, if you have any thoughts about it and you want to correct us or have whatever, contact at thenewlydeads.com. Send us an email. Let us know. We'd love
Go
to
on
hear from you.
Facebook and be like, hello.
Go on Facebook and send us a message that way. But that's all I got to say about this is
Yeah.
So
So on a scale of 1 to 5 fly swatters, or 0 to 5, I should say, or negative to 5.
can we do? It's our show. We can do. What
It
we
is.
want,
Well,
right?
we've done negative numbers. Fly swatters. What would you give it?
I mean, we've never given a negative before.
Yeah, we have. I think I gave.
I don't think I have though.
I think I gave Dead Sea like -3.
I don't think I've ever given a negative myself. Is it really that bad? We got some entertainment value out of it just by the names, but I don't think that's worth a point. All right, I'm gonna give it a -1.
I'm gonna give it a -3.5.
So this is now officially Dead Sea.
Out loud, I've verbally said I don't want to watch this anymore.
And I don't ever fall asleep during movies. Ever.
And you fell asleep?
No, but I wrote a note here. I said, how do you make stabbing boring? I said, I almost fell asleep. And I don't even I hate the word bored. Bored is a 4-letter word in this house. People do not use the word bored. My kids do not get bored. Only boring people get bored is the way I used to always say it. But the point is I hate that word. And I even wrote it on here. I don't like that word. It's like I would rather people say the F word than the word bored. Anyway. So, yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of that cover. I don't know if you can see it right now, if it's shiny in the light. But you're going to see a lot of that because that's going to be tough to beat.
That's the new poop movie.
That is going to be tough to beat because first there was Mermaid's Curse and then Dead Sea.
No, there was also that one movie,
Borderline Cult.
One with the tattooist or whatever was on
Killer
there.
Tattooist. That one didn't last very long though.
No. I'd rather watch that. I'd rather watch all those other movies again.
Didn't watch that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lila Mal. Rest in peace.
Yeah. All right. So if they don't want to watch that movie, and they shouldn't, what movie should they watch?
All right. This seemed like a no-brainer. Some of you out there are going to say, why would you pick that? I don't like that movie. Some of you out there are going to be like, that is a fantastic movie. And some are going to be like, that was just a movie. But I am going to go with 2019's Three from Hell.
Oh.
Because you had 2 males and a female that were killers that were in Mexico.
Okay.
That were murdering people.
Yep.
And although in that situation there was the Satans, the Black Satans that came after the group, but to seek vengeance. So you didn't have a revenge plot in Borderline Cult. But I'd say the fact that you have 3 killers of 2 men and a female that are in Mexico that are murdering people is pretty dang close to the same kind of thing. They were on the border, but semantics. The Three from Hell, they start off on the other side of the border first.
Yeah.
But much better film. We're both Rob Zombie fans. The Firefly family, of course, is a big part of this household. We have lots of Firefly paraphernalia. But anyway, rest in peace, Sid Haig.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion.
All right. And what are we watching next week?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Next
Why?
week.
What are we doing?
We're doing something we've been talking about doing. We're doing something a little different. We're doing something also just because it's going to give us a chance to get ahead in our editing. I'm letting you behind the curtain here, people. This is how much I care about you all. So next week we are choosing each of us we're choosing 5 holiday horror films
To talk about.
So we're eventually maybe going to do more of these lists if you like it. Maybe ones that focus on like certain holidays or certain, whatever themes, where we'll pick our 5 each and we'll discuss them not against each other, but with each other. But in this case, she just suggested that we do top 5 horror films that are specifically themed around a holiday. When I say top, it's things that we like. We're not picking things.
It's ones that we've seen.
That we've enjoyed, right?
That we've enjoyed.
They're maybe not in our top anything.
One of them is in... No, like a few of them are in my top stuff.
And that's fine. But it's just movies that we've enjoyed that fall into those categories of holiday-themed horror. So with the holidays coming up, we're right now in the downhill race to the new year. So there's going to be a lot of holidays coming up. Seemed appropriate. And thought it might be kind of fun to change it up a little. So...
Yep. All right. Well, if they are looking for us, where can they find us?
On the wall, on the poster at the post office?
No. They can find us at thenewlydeads.com. You can also go to Facebook and find us there. We are also on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram.
Yep.
And if you are really in the mood to sew something, you can find us on Spoonflower.
Or if you're like our friends that we ran in today, I won't give their names out just in case they don't want to be that shared. But our friends that we ran in today when we were out doing Code Orange Rest in Peace final shopping that we find all over town. You might find us if you just cruise around Rockford.
Yep.
People seem to run into us. They seem to run into us.
Or you can find us at the Krampus Market the first weekend of December at Wolf Hollow. Yes.
We'll have more. We'll have a poster soon. Once they give us an image to put up, we'll put it up here. But for now, we're just kind of pimping it to get you all out. So, all right.
All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. And until next time,
keep it cheap.
And
Creepy.
bye!
Go look after your mother and sister.
Where are you going? I'm gonna finish this. Goodbye, Tom. Where do we stand?
420.
It's 420 somewhere. I know that. Ain't that the phrase?
Are you drunk?
Give me that.